The kitchen where God would not shut up. The kitchen smelled faintly of old coffee, burnt oil, vinegar, and the sharp citrus bite of degreaser. Not dirty, not in any way that would make a stranger raise an eyebrow. The counters were mostly clear. Dishes done, floor swept sometime in the last day or two. A quick pass would suggest a man holding himself together with reasonable competence. But integration had ruined the surface view forever. Now he saw what hid underneath. And that, he thought, while snapping on a pair of yellow rubber gloves, seemed to be the entire cruel joke of the universe these days. Underneath. Always underneath. The woman in his headphones spoke in that soft, hospice care whisper reserved for frightened souls. Spirit is always here to guide you. He rolled his eyes. Oh, shut the fuck up. The words slipped out under his breath as he bent over the sink. The drain cover came free with a wet metallic click. And there it was. The hidden civilization. Grey sludge. Hair coiled like drowned fishing line. Tiny swollen fragments of food. Black gelatin clinging to the steel walls. A warm, organic, ancient smell rose immediately. He gagged, not theatrically, just the honest revolt of the throat. There it is, he thought, in the weak morning light slicing through the blinds. That's the awakening. Not the tarot, not the synchronicities, not the repeating numbers or the YouTube algorithms force-feeding quantum mysticism and twin flame psychosis. The real awakening was pulling back the clean silver cover and discovering the rotting ecosystem beneath your own life. The woman in his headphones kept going. You must release what no longer serves you. He stared into the drain. You first. 2 years ago, his mind had been quieter. Nobody on these channels ever admitted what it actually cost once the machinery started. Before all this, he could watch a man rebuild a carburettor for 45 minutes and feel perfectly content. He could lose an hour to videos of 1940s tool restoration or someone cleaning skateboard bearings with acetone, even though he didn't own a skateboard and didn't know anyone who did. His mind could rest inside pointless things. Now everything arrived carrying cosmic paperwork. Every song, every dream, every random phrase, every woman with sad eyes, every clock hitting 11:11 like the universe had become a mentally ill casino convinced the slot machines were conscious. And always her. Always the twin-flamed garbage. He hated the phrase now. It sounded like something sold at a mall kiosk between healing crystals and Dead Sea lotion. Yet the bond refused to die completely. Not because he still believed in reunion. He didn't. He could barely remember her correctly anymore. That disturbed him more than the loss itself. Fragments remained. Her laugh in the shop once. The way she moved too fast when nervous. That strange electricity at the beginning. The impossible feeling of recognition. But the actual human being had blurred. Almost 2 years since he'd heard her voice. Another man already living in the geography where his life once stood. The psychological architecture remained anyway, like an abandoned shopping mall still drawing electricity with no stores left inside. He plunged the brush into the drain and twisted hard. Black slime rose. The smell worsened. Oh, Jesus Christ. Dry heaves climbed his throat. He turned his face away, breathing through his mouth. The woman was explaining manifestation now. You must align with your highest good. He laughed once, a hard, ugly sound. Highest good. The universe moved like cold molasses while demanding perfect emotional compliance from men trying to survive mortgages, divorces, taxes, loneliness, aging parents, bad knees, grief and grocery bills. An invisible cosmic HR department auditing the private weather of human souls. If things weren't arriving, maybe you doubted too much. If the reunion never came, maybe your vibration was wrong. If life still hurt, maybe you hadn't surrendered correctly. He had built over 400 videos, songs, stories, reflections, entire philosophical frameworks stitched together while his nervous system screamed in the background like damaged wiring. He was moving, constantly, but the awakening community treated uncertainty itself as a moral failure. He scraped deeper. More sludge surfaced. The metaphor sat too obvious to ignore. Nobody prepared you for the amount of filth hiding under structures that once looked functional. Marriage, religion, identity, ambition, family, self-image, romantic mythology, even God himself. He moved to the stove. The burner grates came off heavy. Grease ringed the edges. Brown lacquered residue hardened around the igniters. Tiny black crumbs packed into corners he used to ignore. He sprayed degreaser and watched it foam. There was something offensive about how much maintenance reality demanded. Everything decayed continuously. Leave anything untouched long enough and grease formed. A film, a residue. Once you noticed it, you could never stop noticing. The woman in his headphones was still talking. Spirit cannot do everything for you. Well, no shit, he muttered. But even there, buried in the nonsense, fragments of truth traveled alongside the lies. Action mattered. Effort mattered. Choices mattered. Online spirituality simply inflated those truths into total systems that explained every outcome. That was the danger. He attacked the burners with a toothbrush. Tiny hardened flecks broke loose. His own brain felt the same, clogged with excessive meaning. Algorithms had learned his wound and fed it endlessly. Twin flames, divine masculine, runner chaser, sacred separation, quantum entanglement, tarot confirmations. A digital economy built on emotionally wrecked people trying to understand why someone disappeared. The sickest part, enough of it felt true. Just enough coincidences, enough resonance, enough impossible timing to keep the machinery running. Like grease spread through water. He lifted the vent hood filter. Whew, Jesus. Sticky yellow-brown residue coated the mesh like nicotine lungs. He held it under hot water. Nothing. Years of vaporized cooking oils fused into the metal. There again was the awakening. Not enlightenment, but accumulation. Invisible residue hardening onto the filters through which reality was interpreted. Parents, religion, heartbreak, fear, algorithms, all of it coating perception until a man no longer knew whether he was seeing the world or merely the grease. The dry heaves returned as he scrubbed. His headphones crackled. "I'm sending you peace, love, and happiness." He shut the video off mid-sentence. Silence entered the kitchen. Real silence. Not spiritual silence. Just the hum of the refrigerator, running water, and the sound of a tired man breathing through his nose while holding a filthy filter under the stream. Standing there, exhausted beyond language, he understood something. The integration phase wasn't becoming spiritually certain. It was learning how to function while uncertain. Before, he thought awakening would deliver clarity so absolute that contradiction disappeared. Instead, it delivered endurance. The ability to keep building while unanswered questions screamed in the background. The ability to clean what was directly in front of him without needing the entire universe explained first. He looked around. The sink was cleaner, the burners too. Not perfect, just cleaner. And maybe that was all anybody was really doing here. Not ascending, not manifesting, not achieving perfect alignment with some invisible spiritual bureaucracy. Just pulling back drain covers, one room at a time, trying not to choke on what they found underneath.